Oh. Now we're going to go all the way down, up, and then come all the way back, arching back, all the way down, and then arching all. Last time, arching all the way back, and then we're going to just drop down, and we're just going to do a nice, bigger 8. And then slowly coming up and just bringing the hips, the hands side to side on the hips. Looking over your shoulders. And then stepping out a little bit further, we can bring our hands to our shoulders. And looking over. And then placing our hands on our head. Try to look for your elbows, watching your elbows. And relaxing, dropping one arm down, leaving one arm up. We're just going to sway back and forth. And then bringing our legs out a little bit more. We're just going to go side to side, touching those toes. And then coming up into our triangle, we're just going to twist side to side. Just going to try to look over your shoulder and at that hand. And then swing them down by your waist. And then coming down to the floor, walking back and forth into a figure 8. Doing a nice figure 8. Bending your knees. Just allowing that figure 8 to happen. And then grabbing those ankles with your hands, you're just going to bend back and forth into nice little lunges. And then just relaxing into the center, holding your ankles, just holding that pose. Breathe in and out, allowing that spread. And then walking your hands out into downward dog with a nice split. You're just going to roll up on your toes and then push back into your shoulders. Up on your toes, pushing back into your shoulders. Nice and gentle. And then holding that position, the downward dog position with the legs apart. And then walking back towards your legs with this hold right in the center. And then bring your hands behind you, stretching those shoulders. Just those hands back behind. Bend your knees if you need to. And relaxing. Slowly rolling all the way up, very gently. Bring your hands all the way back. We're going to salute the sun. And relax. Bring those hands out. You're going to bring one leg out. Turn your body into warrior one. And we're going to just hold warrior one. And then you're going to rock back. Bring your hands down. And then rock back up into warrior one. And just go back and forth. Holding those hands. Rocking back. Do it nice and slow. The goal is to try to get deep into that lunge. So you want to feel a good stretch. Get nice and deep. Stretching those arms back. And then you should get a nice, good. And then turn into warrior two. Looking over your shoulder, away from front hand, back. Holding that stretch. And then we're going to bend that elbow and look straight up. If you can go all the way to the ground, or you can stay at that elbow. Whatever works best. And then swinging back around into warrior one again. We're going to do that again. Make sure the shoulders are back. Your chest is nice and open. And then going into warrior two. Looking over your shoulder behind. And then dropping down either to your knee or to the floor, whichever one feels comfortable. And then bringing that hand down, you're going to reverse and bring the other hand up. And then bring that hand down on the other side of the foot. Turn that toe up and going into the nice deep lunge. And then do a nice knee lunge. Bring that knee down. Bring those hands up. And going into prayer. Relaxing back. Bring that foot behind you. You're just going to stretch back. Try to touch your toes. Looking up at the ceiling. And then coming up. Bringing the opposite leg forward. Going into that knee lunge. Bring your hands up into prayer. Bring the hands down. Bring that toe back up into lunge. You're going to lift the hand up that's away from the arch. That's closer to the foot with the knee bent. And you're going to lift it up and go up into the ceiling. Bring that knee down. Bring the other foot out to 45-degree angle and lift up and look over. And then slowly come up into warrior one. And then warrior two, over, dropping that hand down, looking up at your other hand. Bring your body back up into warrior one. And then warrior three. Bring your body up into triangle. You're going to drop down again. This time try to touch the front of your toe. Bring that other arm across. And try to do a nice good forward fold. Bringing that arm back up, coming up, going to the center, forward fold. Bring those hands down. Bending the knees and coming up into horse. And coming up, going in triangle the other way, sliding out, grabbing the front of your foot, bringing the other forward, and going into a nice forward fold. Coming back into the center. Once again, going into the nice. turn it up. Okay, we're going into Egyptian chair, so we're going to go into a nice sit. And we're just going to roll up onto our toes. And then roll back down. Nice and gentle. Okay, lift your toes off the mat. Make sure your hands are engaged. And then into sleep position. Bring the hands together if you can. And you're just going to slide to the side. Come back up. And then slide to the side. So keep that chest open. And back to the center. And then going straight down into like a flat back. And then dropping down, hands onto the ground. And once again, just rolling back and forth. And then rolling gently all the way up. Bringing your hands up and then arch. And coming back into standing position. We're going to bring our hands in front of us into a forward fold. Then bring them back behind us into diver. Looking up over the floor. Bending your knees just a little. And dropping those hands down onto the floor if you can. And then just gently roll back up. And we're going to do that again. Arching back. Going into the forward fold. Bringing our hands back behind us, looking up, over, dropping those hands down, and then coming up into. I'm going to do it one more time, but this time we're going into downward dog. So we're going to go up, bend those knees, going in to diver, and then dropping into downward dog. Taking a nice, good stance. And we're just going to paddle our feet back and forth like a nice little bicycle. And then just slow down and go with your breath. Breathing in and out. And now we're just going to hold, and you're just going to hold back with one leg up. So you're just going to do left or right, and you can just lift it up into the air, or you can just leave it bent, whatever feels good, flexing that toe. And then bring that down. Then you're going to rotate to the other side. You can leave it bent, or you can lift it all the way up straight, whatever feels comfortable to you. Remember to flex that toe. And relax down into your knees, into table. Find a comfortable position. You're just going to breathe in, bringing in your abdominal, pushing into your shoulder blades, pushing into your pelvic, and then exhaling, bringing up your head. And we're going to just do this 15 times, nice and slow. And relaxing in the table. Just lift up your right hand or left hand, whichever one feels comfortable. We're just going to hold that. And relax it down and lift the opposite. And relax down, and then you're going to lift up your right foot, flexing that toe, making sure it's engaged. Relax down, flip over to the other side, lift up the other leg, make sure it's engaged. And toe. And relax. Now you're going to lift up your left hand with your right foot. And relax. Looking at your right hand with your right foot. I mean left foot. And relax. And then we're going to just go down into child pose. Nice and gently, just relaxing. Slowly coming up into sitting position. Bring your knees to the side and come in to butterfly. Love your wings. Relaxing the wings. We're just going to lift up one foot. You can just grab your toe, place the other hand there, and just lift straight up. Make sure you're sitting up straight. See into that shoulder blade. And then relax down. Grabbing the other foot and just pushing straight in. And then bringing that foot down, you're going to lift both feet up at the same time that you can and push straight up. And relax down. Bringing those feet flat out. You're just going to place your hands and we're breathing in and breathing out, just slowly moving your hands down and try to get them through your feet. Breathing in and out. Make sure your toes are engaged. They're nice and flexed. You should be feeling it in your hamstrings. And relax. Bring your hands behind you. You're going to slide forward. And just bring your head down and stretch your shoulders. And then bring those hands next to your hip. Roll all the way down. Bring your feet out just a little bit so they're nice and even with your hip bones. And you're going to slowly roll up from your pelvic, pressing into your shoulder blade, going into bridge. Feet them some weight on the palms, press them into the floor, rolling up. And then rolling down. Leaving our knees up, relaxing our hands, closing our eyes. I want you just to breathe in and out. And I want you to feel for any tension that you may have in your back. Any place where you feel like, oh, there's a little bit tight, still there. And just breathe into it. And exhale out. Breathing in, breathing in. Listen to the sounds around you. Acknowledge them and let them go. And when you're ready, you're just going to bring your right foot out. And we're just going to point and flex. Have it up a little bit above the floor. And just point and flex, point and flex, point, flex. And just go at your own speed, whatever that is. Make sure you go to the full movement, that you don't cut that. Make sure you squeeze and flex all the way through to your hip and down to your toes. Just feel it in your back, up in your shoulders. And then circle. Nice circle. Nice and simple. And then circle the other way. And then bring that foot back up the other way. And notice the difference. Breathing in and out. And then we're going to do the same thing on the left leg. Bring it out just a little bit above the floor. And point and flex. And make sure you point and flex to the full motion so you feel all the way up into your shoulder blades. As you flex and point. Nice and slow with your breath. And then twist. Nice circle. And circle the other. And then dropping that knee back up next to the other knee. Taking the right knee, this time we're going to bring it straight up. And inhale, we're going to bring it, the knee up to our chin. And then exhale, bring that leg straight back up, flexing all the way to the full extension. Inhaling, bringing it all the way back, pointing that toe. Exhale, flex all the way down into your toe. Inhale, bring that knee back to your chest. Nice and slow, and with your breath. This time, inhale, bring it up to your chest. We're going to exhale up to the ceiling. And inhale down. Inhale up into the ceiling. Inhale down. Pointing and flexing. Be sure to go all the way through the full range of the motion. And dragging the hands behind your knees, pressing that knee closer to your chest. You're going to just flex and point that toe up through that. And then circle. And circle the other way. And then bring that foot over to the other side. You can do a nice figure four, putting that foot onto your knee that is bent, and then you're going to press out and open up that. And then bring that knee up, close to your chest, bring that foot across, over, down, across from that, over the knee, just over it, and pushing to the side, pull it up. And then do a nice big circle with that knee, with your hand. A nice big circle. And then the other way. And then relax down, taking that hand back to the nose. So now we're going to do the same thing with the other leg. Gonna exhale, bringing it up towards the floor. Inhale, point towards our chest. Exhale, flex towards that floor. Inhale, point towards it. Putting our knee to your chest. We're gonna exhale up to the ceiling. One second. You just point, flex, and up. And then go back. And reaching the hands behind here, you're just going to do a nice pull to the next. And then bring that foot to the knee, that's up, and then pressing that hip out, like opened up back. And then bring that knee across your body and just hold it. And then bring that knee to the face, nice. And the other way. And bring that knee. And then we're just going to bring our hands up overhead, going inhale, out, hands overhead, exhale, hands back down, nice big down. Inhale, hands up, overhead, exhale, down, down. Inhale, exhale. then I'm going to inhale and hand up overhead and slide them down so they're parallel. And we're just going to take our right hand to our left hand, looking over our shoulder, and then rolling over and taking our left hand to the right. Go back and forth. And then leaving our hands out to the sides of our body, we're going to just drop our knees to one side and let our head roll. And just pull down close. Relaxing into it, allowing yourself to rest. And then when you're ready, roll your knees up and roll them over to the other side. And allow yourself to roll back into the center, dropping your legs down into fold pose. That's comfortable. Placing one hand on your stomach and the other on your heart. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Inhale 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 and exhale. And hold your inhale and exhale. Inhale, holding and exhale. Inhale, holding and exhale. And relaxing in your body. I want you to focus on your heart. And I want you to imagine that blood flowing from your heart flowing back to the throat, around the feeling of the oxygen that you're breathing, pushing into all the cells, into the nerves, into the tissue, and as pushing in all that air, just reaching out all the ways, everything that's in your body, and going around your arms, your feet, and your legs, and your neck, blood flowing in every heartbeat, feeling these bodies, oxygen, rushing out your way, flowing down into your chin, into your throat, over your shoulders, down your arms, around your elbows, into your fingertips, all that blood flowing in, feeling all your cells and nerves and tissue, and flushing out all of it, flowing into your armpits, down your spine, each rib, motion and your legs into all that fresh air, pumping through, breathing and taking out all feeling into your stomach, into your belly, into your brain, beneath all of these organs flowing with the blood pumped by your body, bringing it up to your flushing out all of the into the tissue, into the pelvic, into the legs, being flushed with the oxygen, and flushing out the dragging it way down the roots, around, around, and down into your over your feet, gradually into your chest, all the blood rushing through and pumping that all of it. Just imagine that practice being repeated over with each pump, with each breath that you're taking on. slowly watch the through deep breath and then full color to the spirit. Any tension feeling has to breathe out and breathe out. And again. And when you're ready, slowly bring your knees to your chest and give yourself a nice breathe. And just walk back and forth. And then slowly coming up into easy pose. I'm just going to rotate your neck and your mouth backward. Nice and slow. And all the way around the shoulder line. Good stretch. Maybe feeling the spots are still a little tight. Hang out there for a little while. And just kind of rock back and forth. Just allowing it to breathe its way out. It can be nice. Mm. And go the other way. And relaxing your hands underneath from below your shoulders. Nice and and go to the other. And then when you're ready, bring your knees down to your hips. Breathing in and then overhead. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last time, inhale up. And bring your hands in your back. Exhale down. Now